To this weight, which is your natural weight, which is not an unnatural weight.
I'm going to tell you something. People have accused me of steroid use since I was 17. 17 was my first fight. I was weighing at 84 kilos. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but I was really looking like an animal then. And it is a genetic thing. You know, my body just doesn't hold any fat. My fat percentage is really low. That's why my muscles jump out. And my brother has the same. I mean, my brother doesn't live excellently like I do. I sleep, I eat good, I do everything what I need to do, and I don't do other stuff. I did do previously with the magazine, but I'm not doing that now. I'm just really living a focused life. My brother is not that focused. He eats a lot of crap. He's a little bit more focused now, but he always looked good as well.
Yeah.
He always was ripped, always had big muscles, no fat. That's one of the amazing thing. He doesn't eat that healthy, and especially a couple years back, he didn't eat it healthy at all, but he still was ripped, no fat. So I think that's a little bit our secret. Yeah, we have good genes. Thanks mom and dad, and thanks somebody else maybe up there. You know, I'm gonna tell you something, there's always gonna be people who are like you, and there's always gonna be people who don't like you.
When you first sat down with Brock, did you ask him about steroids?
No, listen, in this day and age, with everything that's going on in sports, if you're taking steroids, you're a moron.
Lesnar's physique also raised big questions about steroids. You're just so big, and you come out of the world of pro wrestling.
We're done. Thanks, guys. I know what he's asking.
Moments after Lesnar walked out of the interview, he addressed the speculation about steroid use.
I have never failed a f***ing drug test.
Whether it's a picogram or a pictogram, why have you tested now positive?
Next question, please. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Sticking to your word that you're clean, you never use performance-enhancing drugs.
No, nothing. Never in my life.
Never in your life.
First of all, because
how did you fail again?
My body never changed, you know, and sometimes the problem is you use the different supplements and this has happened. But, you know, I'm very confident about my size because I never used steroids in my life.
Because this is the second time you failed.
Yeah, I know, but the first time I tried to respond about everything, and my lawyers failed. It's not my fault, but okay.
Your lawyers failed the first time.
Yes, because I tried to explain everything, nothing happened.
And this time you're taking a different approach?
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lot of sub-primals that are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids, right? And this is one of my
asking.
We're gonna have to ask.
I had somebody come up to me in the elevator. I think it might have been the guy that yelled at you.
This is one of my favorite fucking topics.
Is Liver King natty? That's what he said.
Yeah.
I think he was like TikTok age. They say natty.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'm now you're giving me a sidetrack, but I'll say this. Do you think if I was on steroids, I would have these fucking appendages down here, these legs?
Have legs?
Do you see how fucking little my fucking legs are? You know.
They're pretty.
Oh, pretty big? Okay, well, let me fucking go on here. Here's the thing. When I was in college, I weighed 175 pounds and I was single-digit body fat. I started working out about 8 or 9 years old. I had already been working out for, I don't know, 10 or 12 years. So now I'm 45, and I've gained less than 1 pound a year over 25 years. Less than 1 pound a year. So this is what I say to people that make this accusation. If you don't believe this is possible, then I suggest that you take that self-limiting belief, you put that shit in a fucking box and you bury that next to all your embarrassing shit and don't open your fucking mouth about it. Let that live with you. Don't let that live with somebody else. Primals, I'm making this video to apologize. Because I fucked up. Because I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Because I lied. And I misled a lot of people. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is, because before social media, I was rich and anonymous. And after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous. And I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate. Well, clearly I did it wrong. And I'm here now to set the record straight. Yes, I've done steroids. And yes, I am on steroids.
You just recently said that you're going to remain on testosterone replacement therapy. It's something that's legal, it's prescribed, and you go through. Is this something that you feel differently, you know, the way it's been raised in the media over the last month? Do you even have any kind of reservations dealing with this anymore?
Well, the whole testosterone thing's really interesting from more of a philosophical standpoint.
Sure.
Testosterone's a real big, hey, look at what this hand's doing so you don't see what this one's doing. And people have missed the boat, you know, so much. And they do talk about testosterone, and I hear those arguments, and I tend to agree with them. Even though I take testosterone, I tend to agree with the arguments that are saying, hey, what's really going on here? And when I hear those, it does raise some flags, because I'm not an expert on it either. I'm just a guy that went to the doctor. Here's what you've got to do. All right, you take your doctor's advice. But I will tell you this. Testosterone is a very small concern on the legal list. Now, I'm not talking about guys that are cheating. I'm not talking about your guys that have found a way around the testing procedures. I'm talking about your guys that come straight forward, do everything right, and say, here's what I'm doing. Is this allowed? Yes, it. Okay, well, I'm going to do it. Testosterone's not the greatest performance enhancer that's legal. And as long as people can keep you looking at this hand, they don't see what's over here.
What's better?
There's a lot of stuff better, and I'll tell you this, the media asks the wrong questions. And I hear the question come up all the time.
I'm going to have to pay you to be a reporter for us.
Well, here's what you'll hear a lot of. And again, I'm not here to answer questions. I'm going to ask some questions. But here's what you'll hear a lot of. Did you do steroids? And a guy can look you right in the eye. You know, Lance Armstrong could look you right in the eye and say no. He's telling the truth. People will say, do you think there's a problem with steroids in MMA? They can look you right in the eye and say no, and they're telling the truth. This isn't 1976 Germany. People aren't still doing steroids.
You're talking about maybe some designer stuff that's just
I'm not talking about anything. I'm just throwing out there that the media is asking the wrong questions. Even the commissions, you know, they're allowing things, and then they get mad if you use them. And you go, well, guys, now wait a minute. You set the rules, and we're going to follow those rules. Well, that's a loophole in the rule. I go, no, that's not a loophole. That's your rule. I also hear the term a lot, performance-enhancing drug. And whenever somebody says that, just stop talking to them because they're not up to speed. Look, why would you ever take a drug if it wasn't going to enhance your performance? So, again, the media asks the wrong question repeatedly. And it's this major debate now, and everyone's focusing on testosterone. It's like, guys, let the testosterone go. Start going down the list and seeing what else is going on here. That's legal. I'm not talking about guys breaking rules. I'm talking about on a legal scale. Testosterone's not at the top of the heap.
What would you say is at the top of the heap?
I wouldn't.
That doesn't help me very much.
Yeah.
Those guys didn't know. Like, I will tell you, I mean, that is a very sophisticated world. I don't know if anybody's failed more drug tests than me, but the other side of it is I don't know if anybody's gotten away with more drugs than me, right? I mean, they got me over like 7 substances, but I was on at least 17. Like, those tests are, tests aren't all that good. Well, they go around and brag, oh, we're so good. It's like, take it from me, you got a lot of flaws, guys. But I'll share this with you.